Booktube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me, it's the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So that's why you're here, because that's what's going to be happening today. If you are not new to me, thank you for always tuning in, the continued support. I really do appreciate it. So today for you, as you can see from the title of this video, I have a book haul. And it's slightly large, it's slightly massive, and it's slightly out of control. But you know what? I have a book buying problem and I'm not going to do a damn thing about it. I'm just not. I wanted all these books and I paid for all of them with my own money, so go me. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, make sure it's comfy. This is probably gonna be a long one, and let's get talking about the books that just scream, Jackie, take me home. And I was powerless to resist. All right, so I've tried to organize these the best I can, but to be perfectly honest, I'm probably just gonna kind of grab what first catches my eye. These are all purchased from Book Outlet, Amazon, and Barnes & Noble hauls, plus I have a book unboxing as well for my book of the month, and that's where I got all of these books at. So, yeah, let's get started. So the ones that I have in front of me right here, I believe are all standalones. I'm pretty sure they're all standalones. If I am wrong, please let me know. I did not really go into in-depth research on these books when I purchased them. I just purchased them based off the synopsis of that one book. And the first one I picked up was Hot Under the Collar by Andy J. Christopher. I was a really big fan of Sierra Simone's Priest, so I was kind of like, let me find some other priest romances and see what happens. I don't feel like this one's going to be as dark as that one or as taboo. I think this one might be a little bit on the fluffier side, but I'm okay with that. So let's give it a shot. And I've never read this author before, so. Another one that I picked up that I'm really excited about is J.T. Geisinger's Pen Pal. I've seen this all over BookTube, Bookstagram, TikTok. Not for the most positive reasons. I've heard a lot of people don't really care for this one. Like the ending, they were like, this isn't a romance, this is a thriller. It's geared as a romance, but it's not. So I'm intrigued by that, and I really did like J.C. Geisinger's reading, and I did find out, I asked some of my favorite booktubers that, do I need to read any J.T. Geisinger beforehand to really understand this book like any of her previous series? And I don't. So I really enjoyed that concept because I haven't finished her Queens and Monsters series yet. So I was afraid I'd have to finish that series to actually understand this, but I don't. So I can pick this up whenever I want because I really did like her writing and I'm excited about this. I just don't know when I'm going to pick it up, but I'm glad to know I can pick it up whenever I want. And the next one, so I think this is a standalone. I'm not quite for sure. So if I am wrong, please correct me. But this thing is all over TikTok. I see it all the time on Book Talk, like all the time. I don't really see a lot on BookTube, at least from the people that I watch. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's because it's a little bit older. I'm not quite for sure. But I've heard very, very dark and twisty and amazing things about this book, so I definitely want to give it a try, and I love the fucking cover. This cover is, besides being glossy, fucking stunning. And that is Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. I mean, look at this thing. So beautiful. What I do know about this, that is, I believe this is a reverse harem with like a mafia side, like a mafia reverse harem. The few reverse harems that I have read, or why choose, I'm sorry if you call it that, reverse harem is why choose and why choose reverse harem. From what I've been told, this is a why choose reverse harem, but from the few that I have read, reverse harems kind of, so far they've just been kind of like, for me. They've never been like super up there, but they've never been like super crap either. I just find that there's a formula for reverse harem, and I'm not so much a fan of it. So I'm hoping that this one, because it is so popular, that it might break the mold and might be the one that really gets me into that genre of romance, because I like the concept of it. But yeah, I've heard this is all over the place, and I like to know. But so far, I have Ryder, Garrett, Kenzo, and Diesel, and I already don't like 2 of those names. So we'll see what happens. The next book I have here is actually a series, and I've been eyeballing this series for a while. I know nothing about this series, but I love the way these covers look. And when I did some research, I did find out that the series that I really was intrigued by is actually a spin-off series of a single book. The single book is 44 chapters about 4 men by B.B. Easton. And it says it's a memoir. I don't know if it's actually like her real memoir, like it's a real story, or it's fiction, because I bought it in the fiction section. So I don't really know. I'm intrigued by this, but the spin-off series is the series that I really wanted. So I wanted to make sure I got this so I understood what was going on. And that is the Sex Life series. So I have Skin, Speed, Suit, and Star. And these are the 4 spin-off series. And it says that it's a Netflix series already. I don't know if I've ever seen this on Netflix. Maybe it just doesn't come across my Netflix because I'm not watching the same things that are similar to this. So who knows? Maybe I'll check it out and find out if it's any good. But from what I understand, this is like short clips of each one of these books. So we meet all 4 of these guys in this book, but it's very short, condensed because it's one book. And then this is like their whole story from each section. So I think that's kind of a cool concept. If I'm right, that's a really cool concept. If I'm wrong, I have no idea how this fucking go together. So we'll find out. And I've never seen them on BookTube or on Bookstagram or anything. So I wanted to give it a try, but I love the way those covers look. They're very reminiscent of the old MTV show Undressed. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And I was like, I feel like reminiscent. Let's go back. It's back in the day. So the next 2 books I have, I've already read one of these. I listened to it on Audible and I didn't like it. I did not like the Audible version of the book. This plot line was okay. It wasn't the best thing I've ever read, but I really didn't like the audiobook. But the author itself, she does something really cool. She writes plus-size heroines, and I really want to give this author another chance. So I couldn't, in good conscience, buy the second book knowing that the first book was not on my shelf. That's just a thing I can't do, knowingly do. I have done it without knowing, but if I knowingly know that there's a first book out there and I don't have it on my shelf, but I'm buying the second one, it doesn't work for me. So I purchased 80 Awards Dirty Wolf and the second installment Naughty Wolf. And these are the first and second installment in the Alpha Wolves Want Curves series. 80 Award primarily writes plus-size women. And as a plus-size woman, I think it's really cool that she makes a point to do that in all of her books. So I definitely want to give this author another try. And I actually am reading this one for my October TBR. So we'll see what happens. And these are shifter romances. So, yeah. And they're hella short, so who knows? The next books I bought were another completion of a series. I'm a big fan of the series, and that is Abby Glines, The Field Party series. So I have all of the installments that are currently out. She's releasing another one, I believe, in November, and that will be the culmination of the whole series, I believe. So now I have After the Game, book number 3, Losing the Field, book number 4, Making the Play, book 5, and Game Changer, book 6. However, when I bought these off of Book Outlet, and I thought I was buying this in hardcover. So now this is the only book that doesn't match, and it bothers me because this is the 3rd time I've done this year. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I think I'm putting hardcover, but apparently I'm not. So I'm going to have to replace this with the hardcover one, but I do have the whole series now and all that jazz. And I really like the way these books look. Like, look, just these spines alone. Look how pretty that is. That's stunning. It's gonna look so pretty on my shelf. Alrighty. So, let's go to this pile. This pile's over here. This pile is all firsts in series that, I know are first in series. So I picked up Captive Prince by C.S. Picat, the book 1 of the Captive Prince trilogy. Little backstory about this book. I have been eyeballing this book for years. I walk by it and I want to read it. But for some reason, I never picked it up. And I don't know why. I have no idea why. But I one day walked into Barnes & Noble and saw it and said, that's what I'm buying today. If I walk out with anything in my cart, it has to be at least the first book in this series. I don't know why I have been so drawn to this book and want to read it so bad. But it's just one of those books that just kind of, I don't know if it's the cover. I don't know if it's the synopsis. I couldn't tell you, but I always kick myself after every Barnes & Noble trip that I saw this book that I didn't pick it up. So I finally decided I'm going to pick it up. And from what I understand, this is an MM romance, which I do not read a lot of. So maybe that was the reason. Maybe I was intimidated. I don't know, but whatever the fuck it is, I got the fuck over it and I bought it. So now we'll see how long it takes to read it. I also picked up Gina L. Maxwell's The Dark King. This is the first installment in a new series. I don't know what the series is going to be called. But we have a girl marrying the Dark Fae King and not realizing that she married him. And it's blurbed to be a Neon Gods meets 50 Shades. I have not read Neon Gods, but I have read 50 Shades. So hopefully it's a little bit better on the BDSM than 50 Shades is. We're going to hope. But it looked really interesting, so yeah. All right. The next book I have here, and this is a recommendation off of Jen over the Book Refuge. I always have really good luck with her recommendations. I've never read a book that she's recommended that I didn't love. So I have high hopes for this one. And this is also a super popular one. And that is Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross, the Stay a Spell book 1. This is I believe a shifter romance. What's the worst thing that could happen to a werewolf? Yeah, shifter romance. So this is the first installment. And I believe there are 4 or 5 books out currently. Maybe the 5th one's just coming out. Not quite for sure, but a lot of the booktubers I watch really recommend this book. So I'm glad that I have it. Don't know when I'm going to read it, but I know that it's here so I can grab it whenever I want something different. The next book I bought for my Smut Club this month. That's hosted by Cheyenne over at That Tall Book Girl and McKay at Oh Hey It's McKay. I'll link both their channels down below. I purchased that for this, but I was going to purchase it anyway because it is In Peace Life Havoc by Mo Jones. And I had such a stunning time with The Silver Swan by Mo Jones. I bought the rest of that series. And this is the first in the Midnight Mayhem series. I know zip about this fucking book. Zip. No, nothing. But based off of the cover, I feel like there's some kind of circus element involved, except this is not the cover that I wanted. I wanted the black and white cover, so it would go with my Mo Jones set. So I'm going to have to be on the lookout for that one. But this one is still a stunning cover, but I wanted the black and white with the guy, because I thought it was creepy and cool and sexy all at the same time. So yeah, but super excited. I'll be definitely reading this one very, very soon, because it's on my October TBDR. The next book I picked up, I've been eyeballing this one again for a while. It's very popular on Book Talk and BookTube, and so I thought I'd finally give it a shot, and that is Carrie Maniscalco's Kingdom of the Wicked. I can't say her name. I know she wrote the Jack the Ripper series, and that was a series that I've been wanting to read for a while, but I picked this one up because it was on Book Outlet, and it was super cheap, and so I was like, fuck it, we'll do it, and in person, this cover is stunning. Like, I love this, minus this fucking sticker, which I'm gonna have to get rid of it. But I know nothing about this series going in. I just heard that it's pretty dark, twisty, and pretty spicy for a YA. This was geared as a YA, but it probably shouldn't be. So I'm intrigued to find out what that's about. The next 2 books are Romeo and Juliet retellings. I am not a big fan of Romeo and Juliet. Never was, but I had a really good time with Love Theodosia. So I thought, let me give some other Romeo and Juliet retellings a try. Maybe I'm at the age now where I will start appreciating a Romeo and Juliet retelling, because a while ago I was not. And I picked up These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, as well as Rebecca Morrow's Corinne. Both of these are Romeo and Juliet retellings. This has an Asian flair to it, and this one is more based off of religion and faith in regards to Romeo and Juliet. So I think that'll be kind of an interesting concept and twist. But I picked up this one at Barnes & Noble, and I got this one on Book Outlet, and it got busted. So that sucks. But both of them stunning covers. Excited about both of them. The next book I have is A Storm in the Stars by Don, I cannot say this guy's last name, Zancanella. And this is Mary Shelley's story, the author of Frankenstein. This is a story about how she went about writing Frankenstein and meeting her poet husband. And so I thought that was a really cool concept, especially for the spooky season. Not going to be reading it during the spooky season, but hopefully I'll be reading it soon. So another historical fiction about one of my favorite authors. I love Mary Shelley. Frankenstein's one of my favorite classics, especially for the spooky season. So I definitely had to pick this one up when I saw it. All right. The next books I have here are all next installments in series. I actually went into Barnes & Noble one day and it's like, all I'm going to be buying is books that are in series that I have on my shelf, whether I've started them or not. And these are the ones I came up with. So I got Aaron Sterling's The Kiss Curse, which is the second in the X-Hex series. And this follows Gwen Jones. I just recently read the X-Hex and I put it in my witchy recommendations video. And one of my collab buddies actually put this one in her witchy recommendations video. So I thought that was kind of cute. And I was like, maybe I'll give it a shot sometime. Probably not this season because my season's kind of packed. But hopefully I'll get to it at some point in time because it is also probably a really good fall read. The next installment to a series I purchased was the Hunted series, and that is Addiction. This is the second installment to it, and I'm really excited to find out what happens with Hunter and Penny. Yeah, Penny, because there was a nice twist ending at the end of Temptation, and I'm excited. This is a teacher-student with an age gap. This thing, Ivy Smokes did a really good job with Temptation, so I'm hoping it carries over into this one, and this one's a little bit chunkier than the first one, so that sometimes promises well, sometimes not. You never know. I am in the process of collecting these bad boys. I read the first Ice Planet Barbarian, and I really like these covers. They're redoing their covers, and so the next one came out, and I picked it up. And I believe this is the fourth one. And this is Barbarian Mine, and we follow Harlow and Rook. So those are the couple from for this one. And I just love these. I think they're pretty. I love the new editions of them. I think they're very, very cute and nice. The next one I got was the second installment to the Beautiful Bastard series, and that is Beautiful Stranger by Christina Lauren. I have not read Beautiful Bastard yet. I'm looking forward to it, and from what I understand, they are billionaire romances, I think. I'm pretty sure that these are like a billionaire romance series, so I'm excited to find out. And I like I like the way these covers look with the black and white with the bold color. I think that's a really cool design element to these covers. The next books. Yeah. So a few months ago, I read Tijan's Cole, and I didn't hate the book, but I felt like for most of the book that I was reading it out of series order, and I checked. It said you didn't have to read anything beforehand. It was a standalone. I don't think that book's a standalone because there's one character in that book that you meet, and you know damn well that he has another fucking story that's already been told. Like, you could just, you read the book and it feels like it, and you know it. So that really irritated me. So I did some looking, and all sure shit, there's actually two of them. So I bought them. So I have Carter Reed and Carter Reed 2 by Tijan. And can I just get a moment for this cover? Beautiful. I love this cover. I love it so much. I do. So, I mean, I know there's an HEA because it already got fucking spoiled, but now I get to find out what the actual story was. So I'm excited about these. And the next book I have, I'm really, really excited because it finally came out and I can complete my series. And that is Diana Gabaldon's Go Tell the Bees I'm Home. Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone. This is the current most released installment of the Outlander series. All my Outlander books are on paperback. It's floppy paperback, so I wanted them all to match. And so I was waiting for the paperback to come out of this one. So now they all match. So, yay. I'm excited. And the next books I have are a completion. Well, it was a completion of a series when I bought them. And then when I bought them, the fifth book came out like last week. So I don't have the entire series anymore. But when I bought them for about 4 days, I had the whole series. And that was the Immortal Coven series by Amara Ray. So now I have the first 4 installments, and I just purchased these 3. I have Hydrus, which is the second one. I have Inferno, which is the third, and Zephyr, which is the third. Out of these covers, Inferno is probably my favorite. I love this look. I love the colors on it. And then Terrain just came out, so I'll have to pick up that one as well. The next series I got is All Over. It's another book talk one. It's super, super popular, and I just never read it, so I finally bit the bullet, and I bought them. And that is H.D. Carlton's Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline. I've heard very, very dark and twisty and amazing fucking things about these books, so I'm super excited about having them on my shelf now. Kind of wish I would have gotten them before Halloween and before the spooky season and before I made my October TBR, because I would have put one of them on there, but it's okay. I can read dark and twisty any time of the year. I don't have to have a spooky season to do it. I just feel like these are very spooky, and I love the covers on these. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. I love the covers on them. I really do. And the last book that I purchased, I oftentimes will say, and I know if you've been following me at all, you have heard me say that I love dual POVs. I love hearing the perspective from the male as well. I love having the whole story. So going off of that idea and that concept, I thought that I would appreciate and I would enjoy a romance book written by a male. So I typed into Goodreads, male romance authors, and the first one that came up, and I've done this a few times, they always come up different ones, but when I did this, the first one that came up was Lucian Bane. And so I picked up his first book in his Dom War series. It was the series that seemed to said something to me because I do like BDSM books, and this thing sounds like Big Brother meets Survivor with a BDSM twist. So yeah, I am excited about it, and I have no idea when I'm gonna read it, but I'm excited, and I hope this is gonna be good. I've never read a romance book written by a male, so this is gonna be a first for me. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to see how it goes. Yeah. All right. So those are all the books that I purchased at Book Outlet, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon. And now let's get into my book of the month selections for this month. I got a couple because I couldn't decide, and I have not opened it yet. So we're going to open it on camera. A little bit of unboxing for you guys. Ta-da! Ooh, here we go. All right, so the first one we have is Sign Here by Claudia Lux. I love it. Oh, I like the back. That's awesome. A darkly humorous, surprisingly poignant, and utterly gripping debut novel about a guy who works in hell, literally, and is on the cusp of a big promotion only if he can get one more member of the wealthy Harrison family to sell their soul. That screams like a Twilight Zone episode to me. I think that's definitely Twilight Zone-y to me, and I think that's the reason why I picked this up. I love this. This looks fantastic. Again, I don't know if I'm going to read it anytime soon, but this was actually the book that I picked for my book of the month. The rest of them were extras, and this is Hester, a novel, Lori Lico Albanese, and if I'm not mistaken, this is like a retelling of the Scarlet Letter, from Hester's point of view from the Scarlet Letter. So I was a big fan of the Scarlet Letter in high school when I had to read it, and I saw this, and the cover was stunning. I love that book. So I was like, okay, well, this is definitely the book for the month. And that's why I picked it, because I like when you take classic stories and then retell them in like a modern day kind of perspective. I don't know if it's gonna be modern day. We have no idea. No, it's 1800s, but we're gonna retell it. So yay. And the last one I picked out is strictly because my name is Jackie Kennedy, and it's Jacqueline in Paris. It is about Jackie Kennedy, so I had to have this book. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. From the best-selling author, The Lost Vintage, a rare and dazzling portrait of Jacqueline Bouvier's college year abroad in post-war Paris, an intimate and electrifying story of love and betrayal and the coming of the age of an American icon before the world knew her as Jackie. So, obviously I had to have this book because it's Jackie Kennedy. So that's why I picked it, and it was book of the month, so yay. Let's see what my bookmark says this time. I put my shelf first. That's so cheesy. It's great. I love it. I love it. We're going to put that one in, we're going to put that in the Jacqueline book. Yep. And this is by Anne Ma, by the way. All right. That's my book haul for you guys today. Hopefully you won't see another book haul for a while because I think my husband might have a conniption if I keep buying any more books. But we all know I have a problem and I'm not going to do anything about it. So it keeps me out of trouble, right? All right. So I will see you guys all soon with another video. Bye.